the nod to start today at setter position. Majoy Baron also gets the nod to start. Coach Shaq looking for the first win of the Philippines in what is a non-bearing game, as both teams will be facing each other once again on Monday for the battle for the bronze medal. Both teams winless in the women's tournament at 0-2 in the standings. Eric Tepan kasama si Coach Ronnie Magsano. And a big congratulations again to Christina Knott, just coming off a huge win in athletics, finishing at 23:01, or 23 seconds and 1 millisecond in the 200-meter dash women's division.
All right,
look at the fans here.
Talking about this particular face-off, kasamang Eric, this is a preview of a probable gold medal, bronze medal match between the Philippines and, of course, Indonesia. Indonesia has finished in the second spot, normally behind Thailand, but in this edition of the Southeast Asian Games, that will not happen.
Philippines, in the meantime, placed 4th in the 2017 Southeast Asian Games. We look to finish better this season. And again, today could be a tune-up match for the bronze medal match on Monday. Indonesia, Philippines, team comes out a winner here. We'll be tasting the W for the first time in the 30th Southeast Asian Games.
We'll talk about that performance by the Philippines against Thailand in the last 2 sets. Incredible atmosphere inside the Field Sports Arena. Had a chance to watch the men's game last night between Team Philippines and Indonesia. Truly electric.
And we are off Gia Morado with a serve. And a miss receive right there by Eliza Valdez, who top scored for the Philippines in that loss versus Thailand with 14 points. Paat with 11, 2 players in double digits for the Philippines. Meantime, Indonesia coming off a loss against Vietnam. That was a 5-set loss. Megawati Hangestri Pertiwi put up 31 big points. One of 3 players in double digits for Indonesia. Morado sets it up. And there's Molina with the first point for the Philippines.
Molina scoring for the Philippines. Remember that the Philippines lost a 5-setter to Vietnam in 2 hours and 11 minutes. Dropped a 3-setter to Thailand. That took nearly 2 hours to finish. And most of our games have really extended because of the quality of performance that we have been able to show. To the delight, of course, hindi lang sa mga nanonood dito sa Field Sports Arena, kundi lahat ng sumusubaybay sa Southeast Asian Games. Indonesia against Vietnam, over 2 hours to finish. Also 5 sets. Indonesia versus Thailand, they only scored 37 points, while we took Thailand to a 66-point third set that we nearly took away from them after a scintillating 5-0 run to erase a 24-19 deficit and restore or build a set point for our country na hindi lang natin naisara.
That was 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 set points by the Philippines in that third set, which extended all the way to 34-32. Finally, a missed serve there by Indonesia, as we struggled with reception, allowing Indonesia come up with a 3-1 lead.
Reception is going to be very important for the Philippines, and that was what we saw in that match versus Thailand. The reason why we had 49 attack points, our reception was excellent at 35 out of 71.
Little miscommunication there. So a free ball for Indonesia.
That's a net touch, I believe, para dito sa Indonesia.
They've had some close ones prior to this play, but finally the whistle was blown. Take another look. Maybe the hair, maybe the jersey, but somebody touched the net from the Indonesian side. So that's 2 straight points for the Philippines. We're tied at 3. And there's an ace by Majoy Baron, who put up 7 points in that loss versus Thailand. And now the Philippines up by 1.
5 service aces for the Philippines versus Thailand. Really pushing Thailand to the brink. While against Vietnam, the Philippines had 4 service aces, led by the 2 coming from Eliza Valdez.
Good rejection at the net. Maraño was there. Another block This is an over receive and an easy kill in the middle by Indonesia.
Middle hitter activated for Indonesia. Player number 17 for Indonesia, Siti Nurfatila Sogandi Wilda. An 8-point scorer versus Vietnam.
4-all, set number 1.
Alam mo, parehong-pareho yung laban ng Indonesia versus Vietnam at Philippines versus Vietnam. Parehong kinapos sa dulo ang Indonesia at ang Pilipinas.
There's
Paat trying to go for that quick play but will not deliver. Paat had a strong performance.
Oh, yes.
Versus Thailand. Paat 11 points. One of only 2 players to score in double figures for the Philippines in that 3-set loss.
And she came up big in the 3rd set, most especially for the Philippines.
Marami sila doon eh. Si Madayag, yung pagbabalik ni Gonzaga.
There's Maraño with the tip. And Maraño scores.
Abi Maraño too.
Also
was spectacular, especially in set number 2. Philippines was down earlier. Now we tied the count at 5 points apiece. And it has erupted here at the Phil Sports Arena.
As expected. Saturday afternoon, Philippine fans will most likely check this game out either live or here on SNA. There's a service error, which we had a lot of against Thailand. Baat sending it outside.
Philippines against Thailand, we had 20 errors that we committed. Philippines against Vietnam, we had 30 errors out of the 106 points scored by Vietnam in that first match win.
Another poor first ball for the Philippines. Second time we give a free ball to Indonesia.
And in transition, Indonesia will score.
They've got pretty good middles.
Matatangkad, Rick, eh.
Oh, Wilda Fadhila has been hurting us early here in set number 1.
Starting out today is Gia Morado in lieu of Rhea Di Maculangan. Second start for Gia Morado after coming off the bench in the first match of the Philippines versus Vietnam.
Good, solid attack.
Off the block point coming from the Philippines.
Eliza Valdez getting ready to serve.
Eliza Valdez was spectacular against Thailand. 12 of 39 from her spikes, plus 2 service aces. It's a back row play for Indonesia, no problem.
Easy kill for Megawati Hangesti.
Still a 2-point lead for Indonesia. And as we reach the first technical timeout, lamang ng dalawang Indonesia.
Volleyball in Philippines 2019 30th Southeast Asian Games. Both these teams looking for their first win in the tournament. 0-2 in the standings. And will most definitely be playing for the bronze medal on Monday. It's Vietnam, Thailand in the gold medal match. Down the line attack. And Cesc Molina keeps the Philippines in step with Indonesia, only down by 1.
Scoring against a double block, going down the line. Cesc Molina, very important for her to heat up and take away the pressure and scoring load of Valdez.
Underhand set. Molina is blocked.
Right, coverage was there, but Maraño just could not keep that ball in play. Molina played a set, started out for the Philippines versus Thailand, but did not score. Molina, meanwhile, in that match against Vietnam, was 1 of 4 players in double figures, accounting for 12 points for the Philippines in that 5-set loss to Vietnam.
Morado, much better play execution this time. But there's good defense at the net. Indonesia back row attack. No good for Eliza Valdez.
Miss hit coming from Eliza Valdez, not over. In Indonesia, once again with a 3-point lead. And that's the red flag for Coach Shaq to call timeout.
Coach Shaq de los Santos not happy with how his team is starting this first set out, down by 3. We led by 1 point. But right now we're playing catch-up. Morado sets it up. And there is
Majoy Baron.
For Baron.
Right, very important for the Philippines. Especially for Gia Morado na balansyado yung distribution niya ng bola para hindi nakamarka ng gusto kay Alyssa Valdez ang depensa ng Indonesia. Majoy Baron scored a total of 7 points versus Thailand off the bench. While against Vietnam, Majoy Baron had 10. So Majoy Baron is averaging 8.5 points for the Philippines. Then the next play, Indonesia will score off the block.
Again, Megawati.
Or rather, through the block.
Yeah. Megawati Hangestri really just hurting us today. And let's hope that's not going to be the trend of the entire match. Good serve and an ace for Indonesia as they again try to pull away. Up by 4 now, their biggest lead.
Philippines only allowed 1 service ace to Vietnam, while in the match versus Thailand, the Philippines just enabled itong Thailand 2 service aces. So our reception has been holding forth for us throughout this competition. And that has to be a constant for us, especially against Indonesia. So 1 out of 2 para sa Indonesia.
This time around, medyo malakas yung jump serve.
Para dito kay Ratri Wulandari, a 14-point scorer versus Vietnam.
Molina with a good serve, a little help from the net, but quick reflexes by the Indonesians get it across the net on the second touch. Paat. A nice tip.
Good save coming from Morado. But Alyssa Valdez is the focal point on defense, especially in transition. Look at the reaction of the blockers against Alyssa Valdez. That's a close 2-man wall for Indonesia, anticipating that in transition, Morado will go to Valdez. 4.8 for Indonesia, the biggest lead for Indonesia here in the first set. Player number 10 on the line, Agustin Wulandari, serving for Indonesia.
Another reception issue.
Another ace scored by Indonesia. 5-point lead for the blue shirts.
Much better reception this time. Morado sets it up in a quick. That's what happens when you get a good receive. Good first ball.
Exactly. Molina up to the task. Baron scoring 2 of the first, let me check this. 2 points here in the first set. We need more of those. Nakita naman natin yung quality nila Matayag.
Oo.
Pag pumupuntos tayo dyan sa ating mga middle hitters.
And there's an ace from Majoy Baron. That's a 2-point run. And that deficit of 5 is down to 3.
We also need a good scoring run before the gap goes wider. Baron re-energizing the Filipinas.
Yeah.
As Indonesia was able to register a 5-point advantage earlier.
Over receive.
Right.
That's going to be an overreach for the Indonesians. 3-point run for the Philippines. And it's a 2-point game.
Once again, Baron putting pressure on the reception of Indonesia.
Timeout, Indonesia.
And Indonesia, Octavian, the head coach, calls a timeout. Wants to get the girls and their heads together. Stop this mini run by the Philippines.
9 service aces for the Philippines in 2 matches. 5 against Thailand, 4 against Vietnam. First line of offense needed by the Philippines against a very aggressive blocking defense ng team ng Indonesia. Sa transition, namamarkahan tayo, pero sa ating service, doon tayo namamayagpag para makahabol. Of course, courtesy of Majoy Baron. Former Lady Archer and a multiple UAAP champion who played for Coach Ramil De Jesus. Of course, ganoon din si Abby Maraño. Galing sa De La Salle Lady Archers.
Here's a set for Hangestri. Maraño reaching up and bringing it down. As the Philippines makes it a 1-point game, the run continues. 4 straight points for the Philippines.
And now Gia Morado having the better against Indonesia's blockers. That's a quick set, disallowing Indonesia from sending that back to the Philippines. 4 straight points for Philippines.
But that is put on hold by Arcela Nuari Purnama with a point.
Purnama had 7 points in that loss to Thailand. Purnama breaking the 4-point run of the Philippines.
Good receive there by Kat Arado.
But putting pressure on the defense of Indonesia.
First free ball for the Philippines. Morado goes to the lefty. Paat will hit a cross court and score.
Right, Paat, one of the leading scorers for the Philippines, delivers and puts the Philippines closer. That's a misdirection coming from Abi Maraño, just attracting another blocker to open up that isolation play for Mylene Paat's cross-court delivery.
Chance to tie for the Philippines. 14 serving 15. Good retrieval. Valdez. Back-to-back attempts there for Angestri. Valdez again, back-to-back attempts as well. That time around on the other side, again, second straight point for Nuari Purnama.
Technical timeout. Our score at 16-14 in favor of Indonesia.
Ang gamit kong seasoning.
Good afternoon at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City as the Philippines takes on Indonesia. Both teams looking for their first win in this tournament. Right now, after being down by as many as 5, the Philippines within 1. Make that within 2. 16-14. Maraño on the cross court gets it through against the block of Wulandri. Abi Maraño, that emotional spark for the Philippines, especially in that loss against Thailand. One-point game. Back row attack is rejected by the Philippines. There's a tip. Over received by Makandili. Ball is still alive. Rally continues, and that is an over hit by Indonesia. The game is tied at 16. And the Philippine crowd extremely excited about the development here in favor of Filipinas. Underhand set. There's a cross court that goes outside for Wulandri. Back-to-back attack errors for Indonesia, and the Philippines is on top for the second time in this set. 17-16. Valdez serving. Got to be an underhand set for Angestri, who hits it wide. So 3 straight errors for Indonesia, and they're going to have to regroup here. Already down by 2, 18-16.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 2 out.
Octavian.
Number 18, Novia Adriati in.
Will sub Adriati in for the first time in this set. Laser-like focus by the Filipinas right now. After finishing 4th in the 2017 edition of the games. They want to do better this time. Another attack error, so that's 4 straight attack errors for Indonesia, and they are staring at a 3-point deficit right now, although coaching staff of Indonesia will challenge the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a challenge on the call by Indonesia. Ball and ball outs.
As you can see, they're going to have to raise a card every time a challenge is made. There are no limits to a challenge in any set.
For as long as you
don't make 2 consecutive
unsuccessful challenges.
That's right. After that, after 2 consecutive, you lose the chance to challenge in that set, and you return with a fresh set of challenges in the next set. Here's the video challenge. The ball was called out.
And the ball
is out.
It's really out.
Very out.
Alam mo yung challenge na yan, kinatalo yan ng Vietnam. sa men's competition dahil naubusan sila ng challenge at nung kinailangan na nila kasi wala silang timeouts eh. You can also use the video challenge as a substitute for timeouts.
That's right.
Diba?
Kasi officials will stop play.
Correct.
And you can talk to your players.
Right. Naubusan sila.
So that's one unsuccessful challenge for Indonesia already. Oh, good dig by Makandili. And another free ball for Indonesia.
Specialty of the house for Don Makandili.
A very nice middle attack.
That's a running play executed by Indonesia.
That stops the run of the Philippines.
So hard to defend. That's coming from Wilda. 8 points versus Vietnam. While against Thailand, Wilda had a total of 5. 13 points in 2 matches for player wearing jersey number 17.
1-2 play. Gia Morado will score for the Philippines.
Nice to have your playmaker as a scoring threat. Mas mahirap bantayan ng opensa, kailangan mo siyang mataan. Morado had 2 points versus Thailand. Came off the bench. While against Vietnam, Morado for the Philippines, also 2 points, also played off the bench.
And she had a very heartwarming tweet. You know,
tungkol kay Nutsara.
Yeah, giving a note to Nutsara Tomcom.
Sa mga icons that they look up to.
Sabi niya, you know, it's so nice to watch you play, but it's better to play with you on the same court when she did.
Play against you on the same court. Dahil could be the swan song for 3 players for Thailand after this Southeast Asian Games dahil they are nearing the 40s already. Yet they're so good.
So good, yeah.
Sila Plumjit, sila Nutsara, of course, sila Wilaban. Familiar names that tortured the hearts of the Filipinos for the longest time.
That's right. Bantala torturing the Philippines right now is Megawati Hangestri Perti.
And these 2 teams will square off again for the battle for bronze.
That's right, on Monday.
At matagal-tagal na tayo hindi nakaka-podium finish dito sa Southeast Asian Games. Down the line,
we were
for Molina.
In 2015, 4th in 2017.
Correct. And if the trend continues, might bring home a bronze medal in a couple of days because that match will be played on Tuesday, I believe.
Monday,
December 9.
Philippines up by 2. Morado serving 21-19.
Good serve coming from Gia.
Nice setup for Paat. Good recovery, though, by Indonesia. That floor defense. Free ball for the Philippines. Makandili, Morado, Paat once again. Good rally. Down the line hit. Makandili unable to control it.
Right. Attacking Makandili's defense. Indonesia staying close. Philippines still up, but only by 1.
And again, who's hurting us? Megawati Hangestri Perti.
Excellent transition play for Indonesia.
Remember, 31 points for Megawati in their loss to Vietnam. So she's definitely going to be a load today.
42 points in 2 matches. That's over 20 per match for Megawati.
There she is again. Nice save by Arado. Pancake save for Indonesia. They're unable to get it across on the 3rd touch.
22 for the Philippines. Indonesia stranded at 20.
Close. First set.
Believe me, when you are inside the arena, iba talaga yung atmosphere. Maski sa timeouts, pag tinignan mo, lahat talaga wide-eyed.
And maganda daw yung pricing ng tickets, Coach Ronnie, I heard.
Yes, reasonable talaga. Oo. Pero hindi lang yun ang dahilan kung bakit puno, kundi talagang Filipinos are looking forward to this event.
Indonesia making it a very much closer game. Right now, only down by 1.
Only 4 teams are participating in the women's division.
Nag-withdraw ang Singapore and Malaysia.
Sa men's naman ay 7. At tayo ay pasok na sa semis. Oo.
Nice tip by Baron. Ball is still alive. Again, Megawati getting it across. Here comes Paat once again. A little push. Megawati. Here's the up. And the attack is no good.
Excellent defense for Paat and Baron. That's an offensive block registered by the Philippines. Look at that sequence. That has to be a constant. Kanina pa natin pinapaalala yan para sa Pilipinas against the taller counterparts. We had 6 blocks to Thailand's 11 in that 3-set loss last time we played.
Oh, good serve. And that's an ace for the Philippines. Puts us up at set point here.
We're on the hill. 3-set points for the Philippines.
And this is after being down by 5, Coach Ronnie, in the middle of set number 1.
We haven't won any set yet. Or rather, we have not won against Indonesia yet for the longest time. Dahil 5-setter yung talo natin sa Vietnam, remember?
And now Octavian, the head coach of Indonesia, obviously very expressive right now and passionate about what he's telling the girls. Going to be a mountain of a climb here as the Philippines only need 1 point.
And the never-ending chant continues inside the arena. Audible when you're there. Alam mo, pati yung tunog ng bola, Rick, pag nandun ka talaga.
How much is it more pressure, Coach Ronnie? Obviously, you've played so many times Asian Games, SEA Games.
Mas masarap paglaro sa hindi ko naranasan eh. We played in international competitions, even in against international teams in Manila, pero hindi yung ganitong magnitude ng competition. All of our competitions before were played outside the country. Last night was the first time for me to witness na pag dito ginawa yung para sa athletes ng bansa, iba talaga yung pakiramdam. Tatapang ka eh. At lalakas ang loob mo at gaganahan ka ng gusto. 1 set point saved by Indonesia,
but
that's all she wrote for Indonesia as the Philippines will win this first set.
At the end of set number 1, it's Philippines winning in 25
rather anticlimactic finish with a service error by Indonesia to close out set number 1 as the Philippines gets the leg up 25-22.